Sorry, I will be with you in a minute. I know I've got a review to do, but... oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Well, here we go, a review, yes, review time. Sorry, I just had a thought the other day as well, you know, before I get into it. Isn't it weird the way technology just takes over our lives and makes us ignore those around? It's strange, isn't it? What is up, everyone? Mcbride back again with another review, and this is going to be for the 2021 film The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and this is directed by Rianda and stars Abbi, Jacobsen, Mcbride, Rudolph, and Rianda, the director. Now, this tells the story of the Mitchell family whose road trip is suddenly disrupted by a robot apocalypse. Wow, sometimes a film just comes along and surprises the hell out of you, doesn't it? Now, I do remember seeing the trailer for The Mitchells vs. the Robots just before the cinemas closed again, and I do remember thinking that it looked kind of a fun movie, but I just forgot about it and thought, when it comes up again, I'll go and see it. And when Netflix acquired the rights, it kind of jogged my memory to what it was, so I jumped straight in, and boy, am I glad I did, because this was such a treat. Well, I think the first thing that has to be said is how good the animation is here. Now, I know it's easy to review an animated film these days and just say, oh, the animation looks good, because most animated films do look incredible these days, but this was different. This was something quite extraordinary. I mean, I couldn't quite believe what I was looking at times. This film has been best described as a 2D movie in a 3D world, and that's probably accurate. To me, it was like a watercolour painting that moved. That's probably the best way I could describe it from a personal point of view. I was shell-shocked looking at it, I really was. I mean, this is absolute 10 out of 10 visuals. I had no idea they could make movies look this good in an animated type of way. I mean, I've seen Into the Spider-Verse, which is amazing in itself, but this is like that with a little bit of a twist. It's kind of hard to nail down, but you just have to see it for yourself. I was gobsmacked. Just pure art. A treat for the eyes. I mean, for a long time, it just seemed like every animated film that come out was just CGI animated stuff, kind of like, you know, Pixar and Disney. And that's not a bad thing at all, but it's nice to see these film studios experiment a little bit more, and I can see that happening for the last few years and many more years to come. So I'm excited to see what these animation studios can do soon, but Sony Productions has really upped their game a lot lately, and probably my favourite animated movies to watch at the minute if they carry on like this. The quirky animation just fits as well with this outrageous story. Now, this family are already a little bit off anyway. They're not exactly normal, if you get what I'm saying. And their world is about to be turned into absolute bonkers while trying to repair this father and daughter relationship that's been broken lately, whilst just being on one big epic road trip. Not only that, but this film also does try and get across the message that technology can sort of be taken over as a little bit here. I mean, it's already started a robot apocalypse in this movie, so that's a good start to get the message across. But what I mean by that really is nearly all the characters throughout this movie are constantly just on their phones. They are putting things on Instagram with filters over them, and you just realise that that's the world we live in today. Now, it doesn't say that you should never go on it or anything like that, but it's trying to put across this message that we should just sit back a little bit. And sometimes movies and TV shows do this and don't really succeed. It can feel like they are sort of telling you off, really, like your mum and dad, you know, don't go on that phone. But I think a good example of this is the Nosedive episode of Black Mirror. I mean, I thought that really portrayed to the audience how bad it can be if you let it consume you. And The Mitchells and the Machines is sort of in that category where it puts the message across very well. For the most part, which I will explain in just a second. Now, added to all this good stuff are the characters. I mean, it was just great to be around this family. They were wacky and crazy and hilarious. And especially the main protagonist, Kate. She was someone you could really get behind. I really thought she was such a strong character. And that dog, man, put that dog up there with the best movie dogs of all time. between them as well. The dialogue is perfect. I mean, I laughed so many times, but the animation works well with the dialogue as well, because someone will say something and at that precise moment something will happen on screen to intertwine with that dialogue, if you get me. It just all works so well, man. This is just a fun-filled adventure that all adults and kids alike can just sit there and watch together and enjoy it exactly the same. Now, I do have a few niggles with this film. Like I said before, I will get to it in a minute, and it is regarding the technology side of things. Now, I do think this movie, like I said, gets its message across really well. However, there's just one or two times where technology actually saves this family and gets them out of some sticky situations. So I was just thinking, are they trying to contradict themselves a little bit here and say we should embrace it? Because most of the movie, it's been telling us off. Like I said, gets it across well, but other times does leave you a tiny little bit confused as what it's trying to say. It also has a very formulaic story path that a lot of Hollywood animated movies tend to have. What I mean by that, it plays it very, very safe. Now, I said the same thing in my Onward review, but I will explain what I'm trying to say again here. This family, and it can be a character in other movies, start off with a few little troubles, and throughout the film, they all start to come together, you know, get friendly with each other, and everything's going great. And then something will happen and they'll just drop back down to the ground. And then towards the third act, at the end, they will shoot back up again. It just happens a lot. I mean, we get behind characters that are just doing so well in movies, and then something goes bad in the third act, and then it all works out for them at the end. It happens a lot. I mean, especially in animated films. And I just wish some of these studios would go down a little bit of a different path. But it's like, it's the writer's rule, if you like. And I just wish the Michelin Machines didn't do this. But like I said, it's a small niggle. Despite these little concerns, though, I do believe everyone watching this review should give this movie a go, no matter what age you are, no matter if it's your type of film, even if it's just for the visuals, because even towards the end of the movie, and I've been watching it for 1 hour and 45 minutes, I was still thinking, wow, how good does that look? It's absolutely gorgeous to look at. It's a beautiful film, and I'll be surprised if anyone doesn't get a kick out of this, at least just a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give The Mitchells vs. the Machines an 8 out of 10. Probably the biggest surprise of 2021 for me so far. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for The Mitchells vs. the Machines is this system always had this original title. However, it did get changed to Connected, and then Netflix got the rights and changed it back to The Mitchells vs. the Machines again. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. If you want to subscribe, it's up to yourself. We've got a lot more reviews coming, lots more videos, and if you want to comment about The Mitchells vs. the Machines, leave it down below and I'll try and get back to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy guys. I'll see you all next video.